Good morning, Key West, Florida. What's up, Brock? The Rock. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brock. I love when it's my day, and it may be everybody's day, but I love it when you're doing this and then you look up to see, am I going to talk? Am I having any technical difficulties? Are you on time? Everything good? And then when I do it, it's like, hey,
It all
good
works
morning.
out. It all works
Yeah,
out. Good
yeah,
morning,
yeah.
man. Good morning to you.
Good morning to everybody here. Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Tuesday. Look, we're mid 70s all week this week here in South Kakalaki. So it's good. Good, good. So good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's good. My name is Chad Free, and I am coming to you just outside of Greenville, South Carolina. And I believe that everybody's created on purpose for a purpose, and that true wealth is an abundance of everything that you value. It truly is built from the inside out. And some people just they don't see it that way, and that's okay because they don't know what they don't know. And that's what my mission is. So I appreciate everybody being on here. Always a blessing to talk to you. And before we get started, let's say our affirmations all together. I am created on purpose for a purpose, and you are created on purpose for a purpose. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, quick shout out to Jada Sullivan, Mr. F3. He uh, he is truly, truly working hard in pursuing his purpose, and I'm so proud of him because he has this not burden, maybe a burden backed with conviction to truly make an impact on folks. And he's doing everything that he can to equip himself to package that message up to give to the world, just to help somebody. His past can help somebody else's future. And man, I'm proud of you for what you're doing. And I'm thankful to call you a friend and a brother, man. So, all right, I could say that about just about everybody on here. You guys are all special. Um, so last week, was a little bit not odd, I guess, but I was in my car, right? So I have a one-track mind, and if I see somebody walking over here and I'm on a roll, I'm gonna look over there. So if that message didn't come across clear, I want to apologize, but I want to recap some of that, and then I want to finish out. So let's call this part B of last week's talk, part B. All right. Um, a few weeks ago, we talked about the question, why not me? Why not me? Sometimes we think that wealth, purpose, um, all that other stuff might be meant for somebody else. But why not me? I think that's a serious question that we should ask ourselves. And the next week, we talked about, is our money working for us as hard as we're working for money? We trade time for money a lot of times. And time is not an unlimited resource, it's a limited resource. So when we put in all that time, I want you to understand what I'm saying. When we put in all that time that we can't get back, and we trade that for money, that's why everything's so expensive. That's why you don't want to, you want to sit here and watch your money, and you want to accumulate as much of it as you can. And we talked about money's not meant to be accumulated, it's meant to be multiplied. So instead of focusing on or accumulation, we need to start focusing on multiplication. All right. Money's currency, right? You've heard that before. Currency is a movement. Like diamond money moves. Get it? Get it? That was an afterthought, right? So just so happened that the company name is, it makes perfect sense. Then we talked about aligning money with our purpose. And that's kind of where we started last week. We started that, and we started talking about it being movement. We kind of went through, the Sea of Galilee, then when you got the Jordan River, and then you got the Dead Sea, and how there's life in the Sea of Galilee, there's life in the River Jordan, but there's not any life in the Dead Sea. Why is that? Because the other two have inlets and outlets. The Dead Sea only has an inlet and no outlet, right? So we're gonna I speak about Myron Golden, and I'm just gonna come out and tell you, I'm not ashamed. I've got a man crush on that guy's content. I just lost some of you. I don't know. Listen, that dude, my whole life story, right? Everything that I feel, he articulates it, and he's got the perfect way of communicating it. And I'm eating it up with a spoon, man. I want to be Chad free. Yes, it's my story, right? And it's me, and my past can help somebody else's future. But I'm not, I don't know if we hadn't just been on two different highways, but going in the same direction. And he's just a little bit further down the road than I am. Well, a lot further down the road than I am. That's okay. That's okay. We learn from people, right? God uses people to make an impact. And so I'm very thankful that Christian continued to bring his name up, and others who have mentioned his name. He truly is great. So he talks about lack, and he talks about abundance. And where attention goes, your intention will follow. And it started all the way back, just like I said last week, that, Adam and Eve had to walk all the way through all this abundance, right? They literally did that so they could go to the lack, to that one tree. And that was done on purpose. Because if society, if the enemy can keep you focused off of the abundance and blessings inside your life and that purpose inside of you, and overwhelm you with lack, meaning, man, I don't have what they have, or why can't I do this like they did? And boom, 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 boom. You're never going to get anywhere. You fully are equipped just where you are to make a huge impact. My son and I, Jackson, we did a podcast this last week, and man, I just have to say, I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really good. And we broke that down. And how a seed is not meant to be a seed for the rest of its life. It's meant to be a tree. And sometimes we have to say, I don't want to be a seed anymore. I want to grow into what I was created to be. But guess what? In order for that seed to become what it was created to be, it's got to be buried. It's got to go in the ground, in the dark. But anything substantial has to go down before it goes up for it to be sustainable. All right. So let's talk about this a little bit. Part B of last week's call. It's very simple. I think I've said this before. You really just have to raise your hand and say, do I know all my options with money? It starts with a choice. And then you need to get clarity on what you want your money to do for you, your wealth to do for you. We focus on how I can get more, how I can get more, how I can get more. You see how that can put our blinders on and keep us on that hamster wheel? How can I get more? How can I get more? How can I get more? And we're sitting there just accumulating as much as we can when we can be multiplying it right now and living a life truly making a difference. So you need to get clarity. Here's how this works. Number one, get clarity on exactly what you want your wealth to accomplish. That's aligning your wealth with purpose. Take control of your money. You can take control of your money. You can. Do not let Wall Street make itself out to be some huge monster of a machine that keeps people away from it. That's the script. That's why it's not taught in school. Everybody can take control of their money and get off of that hopium like that. Somebody always smiles or cracks a grin when I say that hopium. That's good, right? That's good. Somebody can if they hadn't yet. I mean, that was a hint to smile at me, Jada. I mean, good gracious. Come on, somebody. I'm gonna have to come up with a new little funny term. All right, y'all, I don't wore y'all out with hopium. All right. Compounding. Is it compounding for you? Is it truly compounding for you? Because it needs to be constantly working for you. It needs to be working harder for you than you are for it. And it can be. And the only reason that you don't know is because you've never raised your hand to say, hey, what else is out there? What else is out there? And then the last thing is contributing. Contributing and creating. Creating a way that you can impact others. That's what it's all about. So we talked about where your attention goes, your intention will follow. And if we continue to have the blinders on, and I've said this before, but I want to unpack it again. See, and I'm going to use a little illustration that came from Myron. I'm sorry, man. I'm borrowing his stuff. I'll pay it back one day. I already paid it back, actually. So I'm giving him all the credit. But I want you to understand this. I've used this example before, but wealthy people put their assets on the hamster wheel. All right? They put their assets on the hamster wheel. Right there. If you don't know how to do that, that's your sign to raise your hand and say, I need to know how to do that. And if you don't raise your hand, nobody can help you. Sometimes we have to say, I need help. But what happens is, you've heard me say it, go to school, study hard, make good grades, go get a job, put money away, save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. And one day I'll get off the hamster wheel and I'll be able to retire. So who's telling you when you can get off the hamster wheel? Who's telling you that? And if it's not you, that means you're not in control of your money. And we continue to spin and spin and spin, and we're addicted on that hopium that's dangling right in front of us. And when the market goes down, guess what? Just stay on it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It'll come back around. We're on the hamster wheel. We're on the hamster wheel. Have you ever thought that we may be the chess pieces and the resources and the assets for the traditional financial industry? Whoa. You remember what I said? The wealthy put assets on the hamster wheel that create income. Real investments create income, provide income. As long as we're on that hamster wheel turning, 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 we're providing income for the traditional financial industry. I don't know about you, but I want to run my race for me and my family. You got to raise your hand and say, hey, how can I do this? Look at there. My hand just almost raised up. Beck, I think I had an update or something on my computer. So when I raise my hand like this, and if I start clapping, I think balloons might go crazy. I don't know. Might have some fireworks or something. I don't know. But I'm always upgrading. There, yeah. Show out for me one time, Beck. Appreciate that. All right. So here's what I want to do. All right. And Jada, if you don't mind, man, I'm gonna put you on the spot if that's cool. All right, it's gonna be easy. I wanna show you something. And again, this is something that Myron did. And it's not a trick question. Okay. I'll tell you when to come off mute, not yet. But everybody put in the chat. This is $100 bill. This is an OG. This is old school, right? $100 bill. This is a penny. A penny and $100 bill. All right. Which one of these are worth more? Put in the chat which one is worth more. This is not a trick question. All right. Not a trick question. We got a penny. We got 100. Put it in there. Put it in there. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me ask you this question. If I gave you one of these, which one would you want me to give you? Put that in there. Put that in there. Put it in the chat. Which one? Okay. Okay. $100 bill. $100 bill. Well, that's what's worth more. Okay. That's what's worth more. All right. Now, can you hide this penny, or can you use this penny to hide this $100 bill? Nope, can't see it, right? I mean, you can still see it. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Now, this is about 30 something times the size, right? And it's worth a whole lot more. Again, somebody always is going to say, penny, is it okay? Yep. Michelle, way to throw a curveball. Is it collectible? Depends on what it's used for. The copper or whatever this thing's made out of is worth more than the paper. All right. See, that's what's wrong with y'all. If it's too good to be true, hey, well, he's wanting me to say $100 bill, so it's got to be a penny. It's got to be a penny, right? All right. I got you. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something. So we already said that this $100 bill cannot be hid behind the penny, right? Right. Now I'm going to do something real quick. Jada, you can come off. All right. If I do this right here, all right, you see what I'm doing? I got this penny up to my eye. Now, Jada, tell me, this is my fortune. This is my lack. Okay? Fortune, lack. All right. Now, I'm putting this up next to my eye. Now, this eye is closed, just to let you know. And this is all the way against my eye. Now, I can't see my fortune. Jada, tell me. Say, Chad, get your fortune.
Chad, get your fortune, my boy.
What fortune? I don't see any fortune. Say, right in front of you.
Yeah, it's right in front of you, man.
I don't see it. I don't see it. All right. You see where I'm going with this? I'm keeping my lack so close to my eye that I can't even see the fortune right here in front of me. Okay. Now, what is this up against my eye? Like literally, what is it? A penny?
And
I can't even see that because it's so close to my eye. I don't even know what that is. You know what this is called, Jada? It
what's this
goes
called?
along with your message. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
The cards that have been dealt. And see, look, society has put rows and rows and rows and rows of pennies in front of us. And we keep holding on to it. And my job and what I want to do is I'm trying to take those pennies away one roll at a time. Sometimes I hope I can get the whole roll out. But just even today, hopefully one penny was rolled off. If one penny's rolled off, that's it. And one day you're going to see your fortune out here. Your fortune right here. It's right in front of you. We're not meant to live in lack. We're meant to live and created to live in abundance. But sometimes we're holding on that lack so close. We don't want to let it go. We're scared. And I've said this before, if there was a way that you can become financially free, and sometimes that's not in the form of money, that's just a feeling, knowing that you're in control of your money. When would you want to know about that? We're so focused on staying busy, so we don't have to stop and think about these things right here. And that's my challenge. That's why my shirts say wake up. That's why on the back it says created on purpose for purpose. You can't even think about your purpose when you're totally focused on the hamster wheel and accumulating. We need to get busy multiplying, because there's just something funny about it. When you do that, it just comes back to you. You don't do that for it to come back to you, guys. Understand that. This ain't no prosperity cotton candy speech. I'm not talking about let me do this so I can get. That's not how it works. And I'm very bold in that. But when you truly have your heart right in a pure posture and you want to make an impact and be who you were created to be, you will be taken care of, both internally and externally. I promise you that. So guys, here's my ask. I mean, I'm literally on a mission for this, and I want this for everybody. I want this for everybody. And you know, I'm wanting to expand, I'm wanting to scale this message, not just from a business standpoint, but literally a movement and a mission. So I've got my eye on growing my team, growing legs across the country that can help more people. And I would ask if you have a home and auto insurance person, kind of got my eye on the property and casualty insurance agencies specifically, really any kind of partnerships who have people that they serve. I want to come alongside of them and help them serve their people even more. And so property and casualty insurance agencies, they have people that we can help. Now, relationships are the most important thing. That's why I'm coming to you guys, because I feel we have a relationship. And you wouldn't recommend somebody to me or me to somebody if you didn't think that we were aligned. So if you have someone, I would love for you to email me, copy them on the email, and I'll take it from there. Just see if there's a fit. Just as a discussion. They can continue doing what they're doing, what they love doing, but I'll come alongside of them and offer financial services, and they can have an additional, probably six-figure income stream just by bringing our services in. If you know somebody that would be interested in doing what I'm doing, I can't do this myself. I have 150 agents now that I'm a part of, to where I actually will be doing the advanced planning that they come across. All right. So they do like life insurance and final expense and all of that. But sometimes people that they're helping may have another need financially. And then they can say, "Hey, you need to talk to Chad. He's our guy that helps you with finances." That's how this works. Again, I can't do this on my own. So I'm looking to bring on people. Just like Brock, he brings on real estate agents, realtors. He coaches and trains them. That's what I want to do in this space. So I would really, you know, I don't ask a whole lot, but I'd love to ask you that, to keep me in mind and make those introductions to me. If you believe in the message, and I promise you my message is sincere and is pure. I promise you that. So with that being said, wealth isn't just numbers, it's about alignment. And that moment that you bring your money into alignment with your purpose, that's when everything changes. I can promise you that. So guys, I appreciate you. Anybody got anything for me? Anybody?
I have to say, I loved your penny. I liked your lack.
That's Myron's. That's Myron's now. That's Myron's. But I did
Well,
too. I did too. It's so good.
it is, I think, like yesterday I talked about inconvenience, but the word lack is such a dominant word that people come from lack, scarcity, more than I've seen anybody else. And so today, when I heard your message and I was balancing between Brielle and but I was still listening, and I was like doing something. I heard lack. I was like, lack? Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people who got lack around here. And not so much I'm just saying here on the show, but like you come to these events, you come to these environments all. So you come from abundance. You come from something that is so powerful that people like when you hear a can open, where is that? What's going on? And that to me is such a powerful thing when you come from that dominant role, because you come with conviction, Chad. When you talk about your message today, it was with conviction, like, bring it on. I can help you. I can grow into you. I can do and that's just that abundance that just gravitates and is John Maxwell, the law of attraction. So I got all fired up today hearing your message. So thank you, man.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. Anybody else have anything to say before we wrap this fine Tuesday up? Anybody? Thank
Love
you,
the message,
Latrice.
Chad Free. Love the message.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate you, Becca Black. Becca Black has gotten me focused. She is actually helping me a ton. And again, it's all about asking for help. I'm gonna leave you with this thing too. And this goes to this is Becca, this is a coach, this is anybody. Yep, and it's another Myron Golden thing. The two biggest expensive things in our life. You can sit there and think of home, you can sit there and think of cars, Number 2 is taxes. Taxes. That's number 2. And that's usually not on anybody's list. And he says 51%. So there's a way you can get rid of that. But here's the deal. Number 1, now this right here is going to challenge you. Number 1, let's say that you have the ability to make $100 or $1 million in revenue. If you have that ability and capability of making $1 million, and last year you made $150,000, you're paying life $850,000. It's worth getting a coach, getting a mentor that can show you exactly how to get where you are capable of getting. That's all I got, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you. You all have a great Tuesday, and be back in the morning, Wednesday, 8:15. We'll talk soon. See ya.